Lesson 13. How are urban transport strategies being used to reduce the traffic congestion in London? London is faced with the problem that many capital cities of the world also have issues with, and that is traffic congestion. London, despite being one of the most prestigious and highly developed cities in the world, still cannot escape the problem that has plagued so many cities because of the growing trend of globalization that happens as a result of urbanization. Urbanization is a leading cause of this traffic congestion because with it there are many more people who are continuously coming to cities. With more and more people migrating to developed cities such as London, the latter then become saturated and overpopulated, and in order to cope with the influx of people, urban areas need to be continuously redeveloped. It is with this urbanization that the standard of living of the people also raises, and because of this, it is then this that leads to higher financial status in life. The principle is that the higher the financial status of the people, the more likely that they are to own vehicles. So here, one can see that as the economy improves, traffic congestion also worsens because the people have more resources to own their vehicles, knowing that transportation is privately owned. Vehicles is still one of the main modes of transportation in London. With London still experiencing continuous growth regarding its human resources, it cannot help but look at the disastrous effects of these traffic congestions. This is why measures have been now taken and created to avoid this growing threat becoming a serious problem through proper management and strategic planning. Congestion charge zones. Congestion charge zones were created in places in London which received the heaviest levels of traffic and the most incidences of traffic congestion. To combat and counteract these traffic congestion in London, in the year 2003, the local government created a rule which has made this enactment possible. They chose places which were usual areas of traffic congestion and then made these places designated congestion charge zones. These zones are the places where you'll be charged for having to pass through when you use a vehicle. What better way to reduce traffic than to just simply put out a charge on it so that people would prefer to go other routes or travel on public transport than to be charged significant amounts of money. These congestion charge zones are mostly in central London and were introduced on February 17, 2003. This was due to the height of traffic congestion that London was experiencing. So why are they needed? This is needed mainly because London had been suffering the most severe cases of traffic congestion levels in Europe. London is experiencing a continuously rising economy, and that because of this, the financial status of the people is also rising in tandem with economic progress. But with this, the traffic congestion level also grows in parallel with other factors. The people gain more money, and now, as a result, own more vehicles. This then created more traffic congestion in London. Also, the air quality of London is also lower because of the levels of dust that are present. The European Union warns London regularly that it is already having too many bad air days and is then violating the allowable and tolerable number of bad air days that European cities can have. With this in mind, the best way of reducing traffic congestion is through making the people resort to not using their cars or vehicles. So was it effective and successful? Yes, it was effective and successful as it has reduced the amount of traffic in central London by about 15%. This is because the people do not want to pay any unnecessary charges which would now be due as a result of implementation of the congestion charge zones. They are not only reducing their unnecessary expenses, but they are also helping to reduce air pollution in the city. So it is a win-win situation because it helps them to save money and helps them to have cleaner surroundings. Half of the drivers who left their cars and vehicles now use public transport instead through bus, railway and tube networks that are spread throughout the city. The rest resorted to using bicycles and motorbikes instead in getting to work, while avoiding these traffic congested places. The traffic had fallen and reduced by 21% between the years 2002 and 2006. So how much does it cost? When driving through the congestion charge zones, a driver will find that they are charged a standard of £11.50 for each day. Because of this, the total revenue has reached £2.6 billion through in 2013. This money is then used for investment in public transport, road and bridge improvements and projects, as well as cycling and walking schemes. £960 million was invested in improvements to the bus network. In conclusion, this specific urban transport strategy has been very effective and very successful in making up for the issues and problems that London is experiencing due to this traffic congestion that is happening in the city, specifically in central London. This strategy would not have been made possible without the help and ingenuity of local government of London, as it had been having known as the largest charge zone in the whole world. It not only reduces traffic, but it has also greatly and significantly helped them in the raising of funds that will also spend for the improvement of the infrastructure of London, as well as, of course, helping in saving the natural environment, as there are now fewer vehicles on the road. London is indeed a city which solves its problems as best as it can.